Sometimes, the closest bonds can lead to the deepest heartbreaks. This is the story of Jessica, a young woman from California, and the dolphin she once raised like her own child. A story that would end in tragedy. 10 years earlier, Jessica brought home a small, playful dolphin, an orphan rescued from the wild. From the very beginning, she poured her heart into raising her. She fed her, cared for her, and spent countless hours teaching her to swim, jump, and communicate. For Jessica, this dolphin wasn't just an animal, she was family. As the years passed, the two became inseparable. Jessica gave her a name. She talked to her, played with her, and built a bond so strong that people around her used to say, "They're like mother and child." Soon, the dolphin was fully trained. She could perform flips, leaps, and stunts underwater with Jessica by her side. Together, they became the stars of an aquatic show, mesmerizing audiences with their synchronized movements. Families from across the city came to watch them. The fearless girl and the magnificent dolphin dancing together beneath the water. The crowd would cheer, children would scream in excitement, and Jessica would smile proudly, knowing how much she and her dolphin had achieved together. For many, it was a dream come true, proof that humans and animals could share a bond built on love and trust. But beneath the surface of that trust was something far more dangerous. Wild animals, no matter how trained or gentle they seem, carry an untamed side within them. And for Jessica, that truth would come crashing down in the most heartbreaking way possible. It was supposed to be just another show. The arena was packed, families clapped, cameras flashed, and children leaned forward in their seats, eager for the big finale. Jessica stood at the edge of the platform, smiling, as the dolphin circled below, waiting for her signal. She had done this stunt hundreds of times before. A daring underwater dive, followed by a spectacular synchronized jump with the dolphin. She took a deep breath, gave a gentle command, and leapt into the water. The audience held their breath, eyes locked on the pool, expecting Jessica to resurface in seconds as she always did. But this time, she didn't. Seconds turned into a terrifying silence. Parents glanced at each other, children whispered nervously. Trainers on the sidelines exchanged worried looks. Something wasn't right. Then, suddenly, the water turned red. Gasps erupted across the stadium. Screams followed. People stood, some covering their mouths, others shielding their children's eyes. Panic swept through the arena like wildfire. Trainers rushed forward, shouting commands, trying desperately to call the dolphin back, but the water continued to churn violently, and then the horrifying truth emerged. Jessica's beloved dolphin, the same creature she had raised like her own, had attacked her. Witnesses claimed they saw the dolphin thrashing beneath the surface, pulling Jessica deeper, refusing to let her go. The pool, once a stage of joy, had become a scene of chaos and terror. Minutes later, rescue divers jumped in and fought to retrieve Jessica's body, but by the time they reached her, it was too late. The audience wept. Some screamed in disbelief. Others stood frozen, unable to process what they had just witnessed. A bond that had taken 10 years to build was destroyed in a matter of seconds. Later, experts would say the dolphin wasn't being cruel. It wasn't seeking revenge. It was simply acting on instinct, the powerful wild urge it had carried deep within its DNA all along. But for Jessica's friends, family, and everyone in the audience that day, the explanation brought little comfort. All they could see was the heartbreaking image of a young woman who loved too deeply and lost everything. In the days that followed, news of Jessica's death spread across the world. Videos of the incident went viral. Social media exploded with shock, grief, and endless debates. People asked the same painful questions over and over. How could this happen? Why would the dolphin harm the very person who loved her most? Was it hunger? Was it aggression? Or was it simply nature? Marine experts were called in to study the dolphin's behavior. What they discovered stunned everyone. Dolphins, despite their playful nature, are powerful predators. They are intelligent, emotional, and deeply social creatures, but they are also guided by instinct. And no matter how much humans try to tame them, they are still wild at heart. The experts explained that dolphins can become unpredictable when stressed, hungry, or triggered by sudden movements. Jessica's final dive may have unintentionally set off a response the dolphin couldn't control. To her, it may have been a game or a hunt. To Jessica, it was supposed to be trust. This tragedy forced the world to confront an uncomfortable truth. No matter how much we love them, wild animals are never truly ours to control. Jessica's story became a cautionary tale. She believed, like many of us do, that love could bridge the gap between humans and nature, and for years it seemed true, until that fateful moment proved otherwise. At Jessica's memorial, her family remembered her as brave, passionate, and endlessly devoted to the creatures she cared for. They spoke of her laughter, her compassion, and her belief that humans could coexist with nature in harmony. And yet, her story also became a lesson for the world, a reminder of the risks we take when we forget that wildness cannot be tamed. For the dolphin, life went on. She was removed from shows and placed under strict observation, her future uncertain. Some argued she should be released back into the ocean where she belonged. Others insisted she had become too accustomed to captivity to survive in the wild. But no matter what happened next, one thing became painfully clear. This tragedy wasn't just about a girl and her dolphin. It was about humanity's fragile relationship with nature. Jessica loved deeply, she trusted completely, and she paid the ultimate price. Sometimes, no matter how close we get, the wild will always remain wild.